Hey guys, just wanted to show you a quick video. I got these awesome bias tape makers in the mail. So I just wanted to show you how easy it is and why I've not been using these for the last 6 years or whatever to make bias tape. So I'm just going to show you how it works real fast. So the hardest part about this is cutting out your strips of bias tape. I mean, that's the hardest, the pain in the butt is taking your nice measuring tools and trying to cut out the strips perfectly to the size you need. So this one here is 1/2 inch bias tape maker, or 12 millimeters. They put the 12 millimeters on there, so I put the 1/2 inch on there so I didn't have to remember how many millimeters are in there. So it comes with this nice little instruction chart. I look for 1/2 millimeter, and it tells you right there you need to make the width 1 inch. So I made the width 1 inch. It tells you to cut the one end at a 45-degree angle, so I used my little board there to make a 45-degree angle. And then I get my iron. I put my iron up almost to the highest setting. I mean, I made it pretty warm. And then you use this thing, you put it, the way I'm doing it is wrong side up, so the pattern side is supposed to be on the bottom. And then you use this thing upside down, so you want to be able to see this colored strip here. So anyway, what I've been doing is I actually spray it down with some fabric starch. This stuff, I really like the way it works. It does its job, but the only thing is it comes out all in big dots, and it doesn't make a nice uniform spray like an aerosol can would. So I'm just kind of giving it a dousing before anything, because if you spray it after, you can actually cause the seams to open back up, and then you have to quickly get the iron out and whatever. So this is what you're gonna do. It's really, like I said, my fabric happens to be pretty good thick fabric, and I've been sticking this through here and it's been coming right out the other end. Usually you could take a pin, or if you have an awl, you could stick it down this groove to get the fabric out, but I haven't been having to do that. I'm just pulling it right through. And so the 45-degree angle allows you to pull it and make it come on right through. At first you're going to be thinking, oh no, it doesn't look right, you know? But no worries, it'll actually it kind of just takes care of itself. And then what you're supposed to do is take some pins and pin it at the top of your ironing board. So I've been taking 2 pins and kind of pinning them at an angle. There you go, like this. Angle kind of opposite of the long end of the thread, because you're going to be, tugging this way. This little loop lets you pull the base, lets you pull this right along. Okay, so this little arm here allows you to pull the tape maker right along. So now I got it sprayed, got everything in there, it's laying nicely, and all you do is I start to get the tip of my iron in there, and then I get it to the point where I can fit my whole iron across. Hopefully you can see this. All I'm doing is I'm pulling, and it's coming out. Here, I'll go stand over here, maybe this will work. But as you see, it's coming out perfect. And I'm just kind of gently rubbing my iron across here. And you can just go right along. And it just comes out so nice. Like, why have I been trying to do this without this device for years now? It's so much harder and time consuming to do it the other way. I mean, if I could find a tool that's not gonna cost a whole lot, even if something's gonna cost me, let me rephrase that, start over. If I could find a tool that it's gonna cost me a bit, but it's gonna save me a whole lot of time and stress and anger, then I am so gonna invest in that. And I went on Amazon and found a pack of these. So I bought a pack of, I think it's 5. So I have an inch, one that makes an inch size, 2 inch size, 1/4 inch. And this one over here is 3/4. And then I got the one I'm using. So, and this was like 40 some, 41, 42 bucks, something like that. Alright, so here's a closer look for you. You can see my camera takes a second to zoom. You can see I pinned it up there at an angle. And here's the nice, straight, awesome tape. So here's what it looks like. And this end is the starched end. And then I have excess back there. Of course, when I get to this part of the ironing table, I'll just take the pins out, move the whole thing up over here, and I'll have it going off over here. And I'll repin it for the next batch. And then I'll just spray some more starch spray. Probably the hardest part about this is when you get to this little seam where you attach the two pieces of fabric together. And I'll show you how I take care of that in just a second. Okay, first of all, doing my starch spray here, I actually douse this seam in a little extra of the starch spray because I really want it to lay flat. So we're gonna do that. We did that first. Okay, so this seam here is gonna be thicker. I mean, this is pretty sturdy, thick fabric. So this is gonna be thicker than, you know, what's used to going through here. So this is what I do to kind of solve the problem. First of all, I kind of slide. Remember, you got the front of this fabric pinned down to the sewing board. So it's going to stay right there. What I do is I take 2 pins, kind of get the pin under there so you're holding down the fabric so it enters in there nice and flat. You don't want it all crumpled up. And what I'll do is just to get it in there, I'll take 2 pins and make like a nice little flat surface to get in there, and then I kind of slide it in there. And there you go. And then I just take them out. And then as I'm going here, let me get my iron. We're gonna try so you could see here. You could hear it it took it a little bit to get over. Then we're gonna go pull a little more. And you're gonna feel you're gonna have a little struggle getting it through there. Probably have to yank on it a little more than normal. But there you go. Oops. Okay. So there you can see it's through. And like I said, I'm gonna go over it with the iron a little extra than I am the other stuff. Go over it really well. Forgive my videography skills here, whatever you call that. I'm not not camera savvy yet. I take photographs and I'm still learning about photography. But anyway, I put a bunch of that starch spray, really helped keep it down. You always want to test the starch spray you're using though on a scrap piece of fabric, because I've noticed that once in a while the starch spray will show little dots or something like that on a piece of fabric, but not very often. So see, now it's down all nice. Now I could just keep going. Alright, so there you go. There's another strip done. And I'll just show you the front side of it. So that's the joy, seeing how awesome it looks. I have a piece of hair on here, but that's okay. But anyway, get the camera to focus on it. It's a white piece of fabric, which kind of makes this difficult, but yeah, look at that. It's beautiful. I love it. And I don't have to sit here and try to put all the pieces together and make it just right, and I can never get my bias tape to look nice and perfectly straight like this. Anyway. Okay guys, so I hope that was helpful for you. I just wanted to give you a look at the Bias Tape Makers, and hopefully the video you could clearly see how it works. Because I had to look up some videos to see if I wanted to purchase these or not, if it was worth it. And I also looked up videos on the electronic bias tape maker, but I saw some flaws there, and I didn't really like that. And plus, I don't think people said on the video that the different size tips didn't fit on the machine properly, or didn't work very well with the machine. So I got the manual ones, but I really think it's worth the $42, whatever I spent getting the 5-pack, and then later on when I need different size bias tape, I'll have it, you know. These were not at my craft store, unfortunately, so I couldn't get them at the craft store. But anyway, and the little instruction sheet that comes with it is very helpful. It's actually quite easy to understand, so I was happy for that. And that's it. So, oh, and this is what I'm working on right now. This is Iona from Arpeggio of Blue Steel. So wish me luck. Anyway,